a big hello and warm welcome back to all to Pascale's Storytime. I hope you're doing very well. Do you eat, sleep, breathe hockey? Then this true story is for you. Bobby Orr and the Hand-Me-Down Skates. Written by hockey legend himself, Bobby Orr, with Kootstra. Beautifully illustrated by Jennifer Phelan. Bobby Orr and the Hand-Me-Down Skates. Bobby lived in a small town by a big lake. He loved to fish. He loved to play baseball. But more than anything else, Bobby loved the game of hockey. He played hockey at the school rink before his morning classes. He played hockey after school with his friends on the frozen lake. He even played hockey in his dreams. So of course, when Bobby's 11th birthday was just around the corner, there was only one thing on his wish list: a new pair of skates. He had seen the exact pair he wanted in the window of the sports shop in town. They were made of smooth black leather. The blades were an untouched gleaming silver, and the bright white laces were tied into perfect bows. Bobby could picture himself gliding across the ice and scoring a game-winning goal in his beautiful new skates. Leading up to his birthday, Bobby left all kinds of hints for his parents about the new skates. He left a flyer with a picture of the skates on top of his father's newspaper. He pointed them out to his mother whenever they passed the sports shop. He even made a big production about how tight his old skates were. On the morning of his 11th birthday, when his parents gave him a big box with a shiny blue bow on top, Bobby was sure his new skates were inside. He untied the ribbon, ripped off the paper, opened the top, and took out his brand new hand-me-down skates. Your brother outgrew these at the end of last season, so I took them in to get sharpened and put in some new laces. They almost look new, don't they? His father asked. The skates did not look anything like the skates in the shop window. Hand-me-down skates had scuffed brown leather, brother feet smell, and rust patches. From the store, skates had smooth black leather, bright white laces, and sparkles. Bobby smiled, trying to hide his disappointment. Go ahead and try them on, Bobby, said his mother. Bobby put the skates on. They were at least one size too big, and he couldn't imagine himself staying upright in these skates, let alone scoring a game-winning goal. His father pushed on the toes of the skates. You'll grow into them, sport. But in the meantime, Bobby's father crumpled a sheet of newspaper and stuck it into the toes of the skates. When Bobby put them back on, they didn't fit him perfectly, but they did feel a lot better. Thanks, Mom and Dad. I can't wait to try them out, he said. It wasn't easy adjusting to his new hand-me-down skates at hockey practice. In the first drill, he tripped and fell backwards onto the ice. During his second drill, a speed skating exercise, Bobby knocked down every single pylon. And his third drill was the worst. He collided with a teammate, sending him head first into the boards. Bobby was feeling very frustrated, not to mention extremely sore. But by the next drill, the skates were starting to feel more comfortable, and by the end of the practice, he was sailing up the ice in his hand-me-down skates as though they were extensions of his very own feet. From that moment on, the hand-me-down skates accompanied Bobby all over town. In the early winter mornings, when the sun had just begun to wash over the darkened sky, the skates hung over his shoulders as he walked to the ice rink for his before-school practice. Bobby would lace up his hand-me-down skates and join in a neighborhood game of shinny with his friends. Setting up a couple of boots or sticks to mark the net posts, they would play until it was too dark to see the puck in front of them, their faces red from the cold. Bobby's hand-me-down skates were even with him when his dream of playing at Maple Leaf Gardens came true. His team was invited to play a game before seeing the Toronto Maple Leafs in action. After their match was over, Bobby cheered for his Leafs and his favorite players, Tim Horton and George Armstrong, the hand-me-down skates by his side. A few weeks before his 12th birthday, Bobby's father gave him some exciting news. "A friend of mine has watched you playing and sees how much you love the game," he said. "He's offered to buy you a brand new pair of skates. What do you say we go into town tomorrow and pick them out?" Bobby could barely contain his excitement. He was going to get his dream skates. He fell asleep that night, imagining himself in the shiny black skates from the window. The next morning, Bobby and his father went into town to pick up his new skates. The owner of the sports store measured Bobby's feet and gave him lots of different skates to try on. At last, he brought out the black skates that Bobby had seen in the window, and when Bobby put them on, they felt as though they had been made just for him. "I think we have a winner," Bobby's father said with a smile. Bobby took his new skates out of the box as soon as he got home, anxious to go down to the lake and try them out. As he reached for his stick, he noticed the hand-me-down skates hanging in his closet and paused. The skates weren't new or shiny. They hadn't felt like they were made just for him. And yet, as Bobby looked up at them, he felt a twinge of sadness. They had been with him for some very special moments. And Bobby realized that made the hand-me-down skates pretty special, too. Bobby had an idea. He picked up the skates and walked down the hallway to his little brother's room. He presented the hand-me-down skates to his brother and watched as his face lit up with excitement. Bobby felt his sadness fade. The skates had found their place, and Bobby hoped his brother would have as many special moments with them as he had. And he did. Bobby Orr and the hand-me-down skates. Wishing you all lots of fresh ice and many special moments. Sweet dreams to all. Take good care. Until next time. Bye for now.